Shout out BruceGas, aka Toka 2. You know I had to drop a track for my boy.
Hey, where you at?
Yeah, been your razzing boys out here telling fables. I'm the hardest young nigga, I ain't signed to no label. Hey, BruceGas putting them fights on the table. Calling that boxing since Kane versus Abel. Smoking so much gas, you would think that shit was fatal. I'm the people's champion like Muhammad Ali. Shout out BruceGas, one day we gon' meet. Yeah, we gon' blow it down, we gon' smoke with hella weed. Yeah, we gon' blow it down, take a hit out the Toka 2. Slipping hella shots, feel like Tyson with the peak. Little Glock on my side, but it hit just like Isaac Cruz. Shout out Mad Chad, real shit, that's my fucking dude. We always cooking on the pan. Strapped to my side, I ain't talking about no sandwich. Bruce passed me the blunt, I'ma light it like a candle. Ayy, non-stop bars, man, I always spit flames. Feel like BruceGas always got a different strain. Bitch, you ain't like me, you can never feel my pain. You win and you lose, well, this a fight game. Don't beef on the net and the shit won't change. Said that on the stream, gotta do it for the game. Said that on the stream, gotta do it for the chat. I ain't undisputed. Yeah, hold on, I ain't undisputed, but I want all the straps.
BruceGas, boxing, jazz, and more. I thank anybody who came in here tonight. This is the anniversary of the Battle of the Little Giants, Salvador Sanchez and Wilfredo Gomez. It was an amazing fight. I was lucky enough to see it. And it's got a lot that went on with that fight. A lot more than just a tremendous battle that we saw. It was an event. It was an event fight. Get myself a little of this bud for the Toka 2 over here. Got a little gem I'm working on here. Low Clarity, yo, what's up, brother? Thank you for coming by. I was gonna watch this fight anyway tonight, man. I remember the night like it was yesterday. The 21st of August, 1981. Kind of a good time in my life. Good time for boxing. Great time for boxing. The Bud Files, thanks for coming by, man. Peace. Daniel Agnew, man. Salute to you, my brother. We're gonna talk a little bit about a great fight that I had the pleasure of watching, and I hope some of you cats saw the fight. I guess that was a long time ago. I mean, what was that, like 40? Damn. 42 years ago. Maybe a lot of you haven't seen that fight, but it was a night. It was an event. Excuse me, bear with me for a second. It's very hot right now. I mean, the sun's been down for a couple of hours. It's still 75 degrees, very humid. Almost an air conditioning day, not quite. Still got the little bit of the breeze coming in, but not a very breezy day. But I have the internal air conditioning unit going. -7 years old. Woo. Well, I'll tell you, man, you missed a great one, and we'll talk about that fight a little bit, man. We'll talk about that fight a little bit. Salvador Sanchez, I think he was 22 years old. An incredible featherweight. He came out of nowhere. Defeated Danny Little Red Lopez, who was the Danny Little Red Lopez was the Deontay Wilder of the featherweights. He was knocking everybody out with a tremendous right hand. And he'd sometimes take a beating in his fights, but he just came back and he had that equalizer. But unfortunately, that equalizer didn't work against Salvador Sanchez. See, I'm digging on this music in the background here too, man. I love the classic jazz. Yeah, man. Sometimes I take for granted how old I am. Yeah, at least I still have half my marbles. I know I'm losing a little bit of them, man. I can feel it daily. I try to remember things I remembered yesterday, and it's just not there. But man, this fight, I remember it well. It was on a Thursday night, I believe, and it was an event, man. Me and my boys, we put our good clothes on. We made reservations at a real nice restaurant in the town, a place that was like people would go there for when they had extra money, when the horses came in, when they had a few extra bucks in their pocket. But anyway, man, two Matadors. Salute my brother. Me and my boys, we went there. I think there were four of us. We maxed out in the place. We were drinking $25 bottles of wine, and believe me, back in 1981, a $25 bottle of wine was incredible. We were smoking the Don Diego cigars after the dinner, cupping the joints underneath. But we went from soup to nuts. And like I said, it was an event. And we're telling the guys, we're going to go see Salvador Sanchez and Wilfredo Gomez. A couple of guys in the kitchen knew what we were talking about. The waiters had no clue. But man, we got back to the house, and this was before the black box. There wasn't even cable TV in the area. They had this over-the-air service. It was called Preview, I believe. Yeah, Premiere or Preview. I think it was Preview. And they had these antennas that they would install outside your house. Hey, Boxing Lounge, man, salute to you, bro. And I think the service cost about, I think it was like under $20 a month. And they had like 3 movies on. It only came on at like 4 o'clock, and they showed 3 movies. You didn't have your choice of movies. And they went first run. They were kind of like a couple of months in the theater, and then they show them on this new thing. But believe me, when you only had 3 channels, a couple of VHF, maybe 8 channels at your disposal for television, if you wanted a movie, you had to go to the VCR store and rent a tape. This preview thing was pretty cool. Hey, Remy, my brother, shout out to you, man. Peace. Anyway, they got this thing in the subscription where they could show over-the-air fights. It was a new thing. You know, to see pay-per-views before this, you had to go to the theater, and it just was not an option available at home. And this was their second pay-per-view fight. The first one was Sugar Ray Leonard and Tom. Sugar Ray Leonard was on the card. He fought A.M. Kayuli. Thomas Hearns was on the card. He fought Pablo Baez. This was the fight before their fight, their ultimate duel. They both fought on the same card. Sugar Ray won the WBA Junior Middleweight Championship. Hearns annihilated Pablo Baez, a perennial contender. But anyway, this was the birth of pay-per-view. And I didn't have a black box. I didn't have any wiring connection. We had to pay for these things. A bunch of guys, we got together and we went to my friend Digger's house. I remember after we had this great dinner, we drove down there, had some fine weed. Everybody brought what they wanted with them. The coke days were behind me. This was weed and boxing at its finest. And Wilfredo Gomez, he was the favorite. Wilfredo Gomez was knocking everybody out at junior featherweight. This was his first foray into the featherweight division. And what he should have done was he should have jumped up 2 divisions, because Wilfredo Gomez, this was the day of the same day weigh-ins. The weigh-in before the fight. Wilfredo Gomez, he was something like 4.5 pounds over the featherweight limit, so he had to go run, put on a jogging suit. He had to struggle to make that 126-pound limit, where Salvador Sanchez, He came in at a lean and a tight 126 pounds. The just had the advantages from the get-go. Wilfredo Gomez, he did make the weight, but the weird thing about this was Wilfredo Gomez didn't give the urine sample at the end of the fight, and the WBC was going to fine him for it. I mean, he took a tremendous beating. His face looked like he went bobbing bobbing for French fries at McDonald's. I mean, his face was a mess. PGH Big Dog, man, shout out to you, brother. Thank you for coming by, man. This is the 42nd anniversary of one of the greatest fights at featherweight in featherweight history, man. You had the knockout artist coming off. I think he had a draw in his first fight. He knocked out everybody after that until he faced Salvador Sanchez. He's riding on a wave of 32 knockouts. See, Salvador Sanchez, he was 41-1, 30 knockouts coming into this fight. So something had to give. Hey, Angel Diaz, my brother. Always appreciate you coming by. And we're gonna put this fight on. I'll probably get the copyright infringement. Maybe I won't. Who knows, man? It doesn't even matter. Like I said, I'm gonna watch it anyway. And now that I can watch it with a half a dozen people in here or so, man, I hope you hit the like button. I'm trying to accumulate the watch hours. I've been on a lot lately, man. I've been coming on. Christ, I think this is my third day in a row. Just out of boredom, and everywhere else I go, nothing's really happening. And today, man, was it's one of those anniversaries. Tomorrow's another one, man. My friend Marlon Stalin, his knockout of Mark Breland. That's tomorrow. I'm gonna call Marlon up and tell him about that. But today, yesterday we had Don King's birthday. We had a great show, man. My brother Blood Boxing came out with me, Leon Mohammed. We talked 2 hours of serious boxing. Leon giving us jewels from the past, and I mean, so this is the kind of boxing that brings my blood pressure down. Maybe even knocks my IQ points up a point or two. And at this stage, that's a lot. I'm digging on this jazz too, though. Ari Honig, he's a new jazz drummer. And this is live right now at Small's Jazz Club. There's a trio. You got Al Honig on drums, an amazing drummer. I think he's out of Washington, D.C. He's one of the new jazz players today. You got Gadi Lahavi on the piano and Tevon Pennincotts on the tenor sax. So you got a tenor sax, a keyboardist, piano player, and a drum. Real raw acoustic jazz. Put it up a little bit more just so I can do another hit of my Toka tune. Turn that down a little bit now. There we go. Just a little background stuff. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. The Battle of the Little Giants, they called it. Don King Promotion. Don King, he gave us fights, man. He gave us some great fights, and this was certainly one of them. This was the, and the money they were receiving at the time. Sanchez received $750,000. Gomez received $500,000, $500,000. The fight was, like I said, it was on closed circuit TV. It sold out Caesars Palace Sports Pavilion, 5,000 people sitting and watching this fight. And Gomez, he was the favorite. He started this fight quickly. In fact, he was ahead on all the cards, man. But Salvador Sanchez, he just showed the skill and power. And like I said, man, Gomez had trouble making weight. He had to take off 4 pounds in order to make the featherweight division on the day of the fight. So who knows? Who knows if he'd taken anything? And like I said, he refused to give a urine sample. Almost got fined by the WBC. Let me see if I can get this fight up here, man. We can pay attention to it. Share screen. Wilfredo Gomez versus Salvador Sanchez, and here we go, man. Let's turn that on the volume. I don't want to get in trouble doing that. So I will tell the band that the break is over to get back playing here, man. There we go. Okay, man. Salvador Sanchez, 126 pounds. Tangasitino, Mexico. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm probably butchering that. Wilfredo Gomez, WBC super bantamweight champ, out of Sanchez, Puerto Rico. I mean, this was the classic battle. Turn that music down. I don't want it too loud. Man, I gotta get a soundboard. That should be just about right. Not too overpowering. Hey, 86, how we doing, my bro? We got Carlos Padilla as the referee. Classic early 80s Vegas stuff. The short trunks. Don King with his emblem on the ring apron. We got Henry Elsperu, Dwayne Ford and Chuck Minka. Dwayne Ford and Chuck Minka, very common names in Las Vegas boxing. Josh, that was a great show you had tonight, man. What was his name again, man? I already forgot it. Joe Casano. Great stuff there, bro. Great stuff, man. See, I'm so bad with names. I forget them all the time, so I have to write stuff down. But here we are at Caesars Pavilion, getting ready to start this fight. And this was the battle of the little giants. Like I said, man, Salvador Sanchez and Wilfredo Gomez. Both fighters undefeated. Gomez said he was going to take him out early. Joe Casano. Oh, Salvador Sanchez would stop him for those check combinations. Constant motion. Wilfredo Gomez is trying to move forward. Like I said, man, Gomez has knocked out everybody after that first fight he had. He would draw. And Salvador Sanchez, he was kind of an unknown commodity at the time. The hardcore boxing fans knew who he was, but as far as the mainstream, everybody knew Wilfredo Gomez. He was on a matinee idol on ABC Wide World of Sports, NBC Sports World, CBS Sports Spectacular. Sanchez had just started to come on the scene. He had just beaten Danny Red Lopez in his second fight. Furioso, my brother, man. Shout out to you, bro. This is boxing over here, my man. And this is the 42nd anniversary. Oh, look at that, man. Already, Salvador Sanchez takes Wilfredo Gomez off his feet. And when I was watching this fight, I knew right there. I said something's not right with Wilfredo Gomez. He just does not have that killer instinct. That's not the Wilfredo Gomez that I watched knock everybody out to the face. Look at Sanchez, man. Relentless. Turned into an animal. Carlos Padilla keeping a close eye on Wilfredo Gomez. But, man, Sanchez had this warning for Gomez before this fight. He said, take a picture of yourself right now because you're not going to be able to recognize yourself when I get through with you. And, man, prolific words were never more spoken. Look at Salvador Sanchez just unloading bombs. He's got his legs buckled again. Whew, this is first round action. Wilfredo Gomez trying to come off the ropes, trying to land some kind of offense. He just got a little right hand and a hook in there. And Salvador Sanchez, the telling punches. He's hurting Wilfredo Gomez every time he lands a shot. Sanchez is stalking the ring. I think Wilfredo Gomez knows that he's in a little too deep over his head here. Padilla breaks him up. And that's it, man. That's it for the first round. I think Wilfredo Gomez is going back to his corner. I don't know who his corner consisted of. But, Salvador Sanchez, cool, doesn't panic. I mean, this guy, we've seen him. We saw him with Danny Lopez. Just an amazing fighter. We wanted to see him fight Subido Pedrosa. They were trying to get that fight going, but unfortunately, Salvador Sanchez, he was taken from us a little too early. A car accident, man. You know, we talk about the cars that these guys drive, and he was driving a Porsche off the side of a mountain, devastating. I remember hearing it in 1982, a year later. I was like, wow. I was kind of numb, man. And Gomez, man. Gomez, great heart, great power. He's not going to back down, man. This was not a blowout. I thought when I saw that first round knockdown, I thought I might be looking at a blowout, but nope. And then Harry Honig, what a name, Honig. An amazing drummer. Amazing drummer. See, these are like I listen to the new jazz artists of today, but my heart's back in Miles Davis and Charlie Parker, but those guys are gone, just like these fighters are gone. And we have the ability to bring them up on YouTube over here, and man, watching this great fight, non-stop action. The celebrities at ringside were abundant. I'm not really paying any attention to them, but guys like Sylvester Stallone, Larry Holmes, I mean, they're all at ringside. A little who's who of celebrities. This was when boxing was a place to be. You had the movie stars there, the Jack Nicholsons, the Robert De Niro's. And Gomez has landed some serious punches. Starting to back Salvador Sanchez into the corner. But Sanchez just cool as a cucumber, unwavering. See, Gomez is in the second round, and he's got Salvador Sanchez against the corner. He's trying to unload. He's realizing his punches just don't have the authority that they had on a junior bantamweight. You know, people talk about weight classes. This was a classic example. Oh, look at the fucking. Oh my goodness! Look at this hand speed. Look at this action. Carlos Padilla looking inside there. This is Rock'em Sock'em Robots in ultra high speed. Sanchez always bouncing on his feet. Got great footwork. Gomez trying to keep up with him. Moving around, trying to stay away from that right hand. And when he does that, he gets nailed with a left hook. Sanchez has just got an arsenal of punches. Gomez going to the body, going upstairs. Got Salvador Sanchez rattled a little bit. And this was far from a cakewalk. This was a tremendous fight. That's it for the second round, man. That was a closer round than the first round. Caesar's Palace ringside girls. There we go. A little slow motion. Gomez landing the body shots, landing upstairs. Oh, beautiful, beautiful left hook. Sends Sanchez back on his heels, but those are the punches that would take people out in his junior featherweight, super bantamweight days. They're not having the same effect as they did on those fighters as they're having on Salvador Sanchez right now. Carlos Padilla taking a quick look at him. And here we go for the start of round 3 in Caesar's Palace. 42 years ago today, probably at this. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say that this fight probably started right about now, because back then they didn't start fights late. I remember going out to the bar after the fights, not having to wait till 1 o'clock, midnight, 1 o'clock for the main events to start. They started these fights with the East Coast in mind. Get a little water, man. Stay hydrated in this weather. Got my blood boxing tumbler over here in Fistiana. Kevin Knight, bro. Salute. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful left hook. And you got to remember, Wilfredo Gomez, he's coming off a 32-fight knockout streak. Just, almost unheard of today. And they were setting him up as to be pound for pound. After this, he was a man without a home. But they had, they were talking of possibly going up and fighting Alexis Arguello, becoming the pound for pound fighter. The temperature over here, my brother, 74 degrees, very muggy. It's about 85 today. Hotter than, it's August. What are you going to do? And believe me, right now, I got the Toka 2 over here. I got some fucking nice blueberry indica that I'm hitting on. So all is good. All is good over here. And I'm not gonna use the air conditioning tonight. And I think this fight is knocking the temperature up a couple of degrees in here. Carlos Padilla warning Gomez for the elbows. And Gomez was a dirty fighter too. Hey, Peter Von Ock, salute my brother. Don't forget to hit that like button so we can get this channel out there. Out there is the word of the day over here, man. Oh, right hand. Look at Gomez. Gomez is doing his thing in the corner. Sanchez is taking those punches like a fucking champ over there, man. Got a granite jaw. Coming out firing, catching Gomez. Gomez going back on his heels, but coming forward again, man. I mean, this is serious action. Pounds, my brother. Salute, man. Thank you for coming by, bro. Just watching a classic fight here that happened 42 years ago tonight. I was going to watch it. I said, shit, I'm paying for freaking StreamYard. Might as well do a show on it, right? And here we are, my man. And this was a great night, bro. I was smoking some gold, I think, at the time, because we had a lot of imported Colombian gold back then. Didn't have the names like it has today. But it was the high grade, the gold, and there was a lot of it. We all had dough in our pockets back then. We weren't buying bags of pot. We were buying pounds of pot. And a lot of disposable cash. So this was an event night. This was a night to go out and spend some bucks, hit the bars, man. I mean, this was classic stuff. Went back, like I said, to my buddy Diggett's house. We bought this on preview. I think it was I'm going to say about either 17 or 27. I think it was 17. I think $17 was the price of this fight pay-per-view back then. Like I said, this was only the second foray into pay-per-view in the state of Rhode Island. No HBO, no cable. Not for a couple more years. This was over-the-air pay-per-view. No black box, unfortunately. But we didn't, like I said, everybody had money back then. We didn't care. As opposed to today, man. But anyway, here we go, man. What are we in the start of round 4 right now, or the start of round 3? I think we're in the start of round 4. And Wilfredo Gomez still looking like he's got something, but man, keep an eye on the face of Wilfredo Gomez. Absolutely, man. Gomez did the best he could in this fight, but like I said, he came in overweight. He had to lose 4 pounds a day of the fight. He wouldn't give a urine after the fight. The WBC wanted to fine him. So who knows what he took for this fight? Who knows it? And remember, after this fight, Gomez went on to win a featherweight championship fight. He lost it in his first offense. Then he went on to win a super featherweight championship fight. So Wilfredo Gomez was a four-division champion. Even after this tremendous beating and this tremendous fight that he had. So, I mean, this was boxing at its finest. I think he went on to fight Rocky Lockridge, Juan Laporte. This was featherweights that would just blow the featherweight division apart today. Oh, nice inside check hook by Salvador Sanchez, going to the body. I mean, totally emotionless, cool as a cucumber in there. Shooting out that jab with him, that jab. Using that front foot for balance, man. Just making sure that the body doesn't go, the head doesn't go too far. The jab shoots out there. Just classic stuff here, man. And this was, they had a mariachi band and they had a salsa band playing in the ring before this fight. So it was a battle of the bands going on. And like I said, a true Hispanic battle. The Puerto Ricans against the Mexicans. Man, Salvador Sanchez with that piston-like jab. Gomez trying that 1-2 combination. And he's bouncing some right hands off the jaw of Salvador Sanchez in this fight. Hey, Mike, how you doing, my brother? Mike Johnson, man. Salute, brother. Peace, man. Always showing support, man. Even when I share stuff on over on Twitter, you're always sharing it, reposting it, man. Shout out to my brother Mike Johnson. Go sub to his channel too. He does a cool thing in the morning, in the afternoon, driving in his car, just talking whatever's on his mind. A good man out there, man. A guy I've been in around here for a few years with now, man, and he's a brother. Put it that way, man. I call a lot of people my brothers out here, and I feel like you all are, but Mr. Johnson, Boxing Talks and More, is definitely one of them. Now look at this fucking shit. Man. Gomez's corner has to come and pull him away. This is some animosity, some fucking, this is some legalized mayhem in the ring. You got two killers. You got a guy who's got 32 straight knockouts against somebody who's a young 22-year-old kid who came over and took the featherweight division by storm. Gomez's right eye looks like a plum right now. Salvador Sanchez has been peppering that with his jab the whole fight. Wilfredo Gomez looks like he's got a plum instead of an eye there. Yep, Sanchez. Yep, Kevin, you got that right, man. He's got that accuracy and that power, and he's busted that eye open. Hey, my sister Mahogany Roots, man. Thank you for coming by, man. I hope everything's cool with you. I know you've been a tough time over there, sister. Shout out to you, man. My heart's in there with you, man. I'm watching some boxing right now. We're watching a fucking incredible fight that happened 42 years ago tonight. Probably at this time. Who knows? Maybe I'm synced with it, man. Salvador Sanchez and Wilfredo Gomez. Look at these fucking guys. Woo! Baby. Take me back to 1981, man. Because here we are. Oh! Gomez with that left hook. Yeah, man, that eye doesn't look good, but I bet it looks even worse from Wilfredo Gomez's angle. He's a one-eyed fighter, it looks like there, man. Still weaving and bobbing, trying to keep his head out of range. But Salvador Sanchez, the silent assassin, cool as can be, just walking forward. He's got controlled anger in those punches. He's bopping lefts and rights off the head of Wilfredo Gomez, not neglecting the body at all. Letting Wilfredo Gomez know that he had to lose 4 pounds today. And man, I think Wilfredo Gomez feels that. Carlos Padilla breaking them up. Hell, I don't even know what round it is. What are we in the 5th round? Gomez still coming forward. Sanchez bouncing nicely off the back foot, landing that jab. And it seems like every jab that he lands right now is busting up something on Wilfredo Gomez's face. Oh, yeah, look at Wilfredo Gomez. He just wants to set his feet, and he just wants to land some punches. Salvador Sanchez doing some dancing, using some nice footwork. Gomez can't drop those big bombs now. Gomez is playing catch-up now. He's starting to chase Sanchez around the ring. Sanchez is just ultra cool with his defense. Oh, yeah, Sanchez just, I mean, he left us too soon. We missed out on how great he could have been. But it's funny, the next fight that he had after this was with a guy named Pat Codell, an Englishman, and it was a split decision. And Codell, man, fucking perennial English contender. Pigeon probably knows him, for Christ's sakes. He gave Sanchez an amazing, we thought Sanchez was going to go right through him, but he didn't. But anyway, getting back to this fight, Gomez is starting to throw wild outside punches. Sanchez is starting to land. Oh, here we go, man. Here we go. Sending Gomez back to his corner. It's amazing that they let these fights go on. They let these fights go on long. Look at that face, man. His corner's using the end swell on there. They're trying to keep that eye from being totally closed shut, trying to keep that from opening up, man. I don't know what they're doing, but I would have some end swell and some pressure on that. Maybe it's just too tender to put on there. There's Sanchez straightening him up in the corner. This was just before the bell rang. That's it for the round, yeah. I would say so, Angel, but we can't second guess Wilfredo Gomez. He was the people's favorite in this fight, the betting favorite. We're in Vegas, and they let fights go on a little bit longer. See, this was not quite the time. The Dooku Kim fight didn't happen yet. I don't believe it did. So this was still Wild Wild West out there. Once the Dooku Kim fight happened. Now, I'm not sure, man. I'd have to go back. I think that happened in '82. But we're right around the same time. But they let these fights go on. Don King was in control here, and he would tell these cats, "You don't stop that fight until I give you the nod." I don't know, man, but they had a lot more grace way in these fights. A lot more. They took some serious beatings. Maybe that's why some of these fighters maybe that's why they're stopping them today, because they're seeing the effects that some of these prolonged beatings had on these fighters. But man, Sanchez, even going backwards, just throwing some punches in, distorted face of the legendary Wilfredo Gomez. Carlos Padilla doing a great job refereeing this fight. Inside fighting, they're going head to head, they're throwing their hooks and their uppercuts. But Sanchez, man, he just pushes him outside. And Gomez, man, he's still moving forward, still throwing punches. We'll have to look and see what the scores were for this fight. There they go. They're still bouncing around. Sanchez is still bouncing around. Gomez is still coming forward. He's still got some life in his feet, throwing those big punches, but they're just not having the effects on Sanchez that they did. Now Salvador Sanchez is I think he's starting to use his strength. He's letting Gomez do the work. He's letting Gomez come forward. Gomez is putting his hands down. He wants Sanchez to come and square off with him in the center ring. Sanchez has got other ideas, peppering him with that jab, busting that face up. Kill or be killed, CCD. Salute my brother. Gomez, one last attempt, coming forward, trying to throw that big overhand right. And there we go, man. What are we in? Round 7 coming up now, or round 8? I don't know, man. There's so much action here, and in the hot summer night of Las Vegas. Yeah, Gomez still had his WBC Super Bantamweight champ. That wasn't his title. That wasn't on the line. It was just the WBC Featherweight Championship that Sanchez had. And on the WBA side, you have the Silvio Pedrosa. He was eventually beaten by Barry McGuigan. They never unified the featherweight title back then. They always kept it separate, WBA and the WBC, and then the IBF came in with their title. There were Rocky Lockridge and Juan Laporte, a lot of featherweight champions back then. And here we go, to start of round 7. In this classic, 42-year-old to this day. My dog is over there trying to. I can hear him wagging his tail. He wants me to put him out pretty soon. Pretty soon, boy. You just lay down there. We'll get you out there. I cut the grass today, man. Kill a lot of shit today, man. Busy day. Salvador Sanchez putting him in the corner. Standing there looking for an opening, looking ready. Sanchez wants to drop some bombs now. Look at he's got the mean intentions in his punches now. He's looking to put some hurt on Wilfredo Gomez. While my boys do their thing in the back, I think they're introducing the band members. It's only a trio too. Very cool, man. Jazz trio, no bass, just piano, drums, and tenor saxophone. That brings you back to the Ornette Coleman, the Eric Dolphy days, the real avant-garde stuff. But Wilfredo Gomez, man, look at him, man. He's still squaring off, still trying to land those power punches. Sanchez, great defense, moving that head side to side. He's just Gomez just landed a nice combination on the outside. Rattle Sanchez a little bit, man. Serious action going on here. Hey, my brother Clarence McLean, man. Shout out to you. Good to see you, my brother. Just watching a classic fight here. We're watching Wilfredo Gomez has still got his shit, man. Look at him. He's still bouncing the bombs off Salvador Sanchez, one of the greatest featherweights of all time. Carlos Padilla's inside, looking closely, but totally staying out of our view, man. He's not being the show. Just great stuff here, man. This is the stuff I grew up with. So this is why I'm spoiled today, man. They fed me filet mignon when I was growing up, and now they're throwing me bologna and they're asking me to pay for it. And bro, that ain't what BruceGas is all about, man. Now they're starting to put some real fights together. I understand the executive at CBS is giving the execs at Showtime the authority to spend some money, get Al Heyman to have a closing, a sellout sale, whatever it may be, to put the great fights on. But look at this, man. I got to give Gomez credit. I didn't think he did as good. I've seen this fight, a half dozen times, maybe more. I'm seeing Gomez in a whole different light here, man. This Gomez has some heart. His face looks like he's stuck it in a hornet's nest, and he's still coming on, being led back to his corner. Carlos Padilla taking a close look, turning in his scorecard. I'm grabbing the scorecard. I'm sorry. Referee doesn't score the fight. Getting that score from the 3 judges. And we're coming up ready for the fateful 8th round, man. So check this out. The Caesar's Palace girls, man. I've been to Vegas twice in my life, and I worked out at Caesar's Palace. I stayed at the Flamingo the last time I went, and you go to the gyms there, because I'm into fitness, and back then I was really into it. And it cost $27 just to go into one of the gyms and work out for one day. But, you know, like I said, that was easy money back then, so I worked out at Caesar's Palace. Great gym, man. Not even a great gym. More like a celebrity kind of a gym, man. You know, people working out with sunglasses on and stuff like that. But anyway, when I was out there, they were getting ready to have the Oscar De La Hoya Felix Trinidad fight. It turned out to be not so great. But here we go, man. Round 8, the fateful round 8. And here we go, man. Gomez fighting till the end. Sanchez is starting to load up on those punches. No, Sanchez, he's in for a fight in here, man. Oh, look at him throwing those wide punches, though. But Gomez has got the fucking heart of a lion. He is just just has incredible heart in there. He's trying to land from the outside and from the inside, and he's got some broken orbital bone. That face is busted up, man. This is some really funky stuff in the background too, man. This guy, Ari Honig, really a progressive jazz artist, man. I'm gonna check him out a little bit later on, maybe. Oh, Gomez, beautiful combination. It's incredible. But Sanchez, man, Sanchez has got the, look at those body shots. 3 left hooks dug to the ribs, man. That's the old Mexican, I'm going to stop you in your tracks punch. Gomez must have had that elbow protecting that liver, because those usually bring it to your knees. I mean, hindsight is 20/20, so don't take your eyes off. The end is coming soon, my friends. Oh, man, they're just, there he is, there it is. Knocked off his feet and knocked down. Is that the end of the fight? Wilfredo Gomez, he knows what the count is. He gets up, he's up at the count of 6. That's it. Referee says, no, you're all done. Gomez is mad. Salvador Sanchez has done it. Defied the odds. He stopped the streak. He did it for Mexico. Hey, BVO Boxing, man. Shout out to you, brother. I mean, Sanchez is just, he's crowd surfing on the corner there. He's just so high, bro. That was the biggest fight of his career. This was a true 50-50 fight, man. Just incredible stuff. Being hoisted by his handlers. Great stuff, man. Great stuff. I think they have a little bit more left on this reel. Maybe they'll show the knockdown and the knockout again. We'll see where Sanchez just turns it up to another gear, becomes the Mexican assassin. And I mean, he became one of the greatest Mexican boxers after this fight. Up there with Carlos Palomino and Cervantes and Pino Cuevas. Cervantes was Mexican, wasn't he? Hey, Marky Don, salute my brother. There we go, man. Look at Sanchez, man. Watch when he drops that right hand at the end. Boom, look at that. Oh, the left hook takes him right off his feet. Bang! Boom! Boom! Oh, almost through the ropes. That, my friends, that's a fucking beating. That's a beatdown. That's when you have no complaints. That was almost like the beatdown of Errol Spence. You know, some say it should have been stopped earlier. Some say it was appropriate as it was. But man, oh man, I couldn't not come in and share this fight with you cats, bro, because this was one that I remember. And the thing about this fight is, man, Venezuelan. There you go, man. Sorry about that, man. But Salvador Sanchez became one of the great Mexican fighters after this fight. You know, he was up there with the best. And to this day, he's got that question mark that what he could have been. You know, what could have been the great Salvador Sanchez. Because like I said, after this fight, he fought Pat Cordell. Then he fought a dude named Rocky Garcia. I saw it on the tube. Garcia was a tough guy. And his last fight was that fight we talk about all the time with Azuma Nelson. It was Azuma's 13th fight. He knocked Azuma out in the 15th round TKO. But he could have been something. He was training for a rematch with Juan Laporte, I believe. And he got into the car accident. And that was the end of it. It was in 1982. And we never saw, you know, that was the end of the great Salvador Sanchez, where Wilfredo Gomez. I'm going back on my list here because I don't have this stuff off the top of my head, but when I see it, I can remember it as it's happened. So I just have a few cheat notes here. But after this fight, Gomez, he kept his super bantamweight title. He defended it against Juan Kid Mesa. Juan Kid Mesa was a tough dude from out of Arizona, I believe, man. Juan Antonio Lopez. Let's see if there's anyone there. Oh yeah, he fought Lupe Pinto, man. Lupe Pinto, one of the toughest Mexicans to come down the fucking track, and that was on the undercard of hey Picasso, my brother. That was on the undercard of the Sugar Ray Leonard and Thomas Hearns rematch. The Sugar Ray Leonard and Roberto Duran rematch in 19. Was that the accident? Wait a minute. This was on the okay, now it's coming back to me. This was on the Thomas Hearns, Wilfredo Benitez undercard. Lupe Pinto and Wilfredo Gomez. Wilfredo Gomez retained his WBC Super Bantamweight title. Then he went on to defend it a couple of times. He lost it against Azuma Nelson. He got stopped in the 11th round. He beat the great Rocky Lockridge and won the super featherweight title. He lost that in his first defense against Alfredo Lane. I think Lane was a Colombian. I'm not sure, but he was well known in that circle back in the day too. And he fought a few more times, and he retired. And the last time I saw Wilfredo Gomez, he was in a real bad way, diabetic. He was broke. In fact, it was sad. It was a story about they took him out of a cockroach-infested apartment in Puerto Rico. Real sad what happens to boxers, man, after this fighting game is over. I mean, this is why I try to help these boxers out now when I can, man. You know, I don't I can't afford the pay-per-views, but if one of my boys is in trouble, you know, I'll cash out them a 50 or 20 or you know whatever I can do to get their phone, keep their phone on, or make sure they got enough to buy some a sandwich and some water for the day, man. But this was a great fight. I just wanted to share this with you, with everybody out there. I'm glad I had a few people that came on here and dug on it with me. And like I said, man, the Ari Honig trio, man, playing tonight live at Smalls Jazz Cafe in Greenwich Village, New York, man. Boxing and jazz and the bud. My favorite things. You know, today, matter of fact, I'll show you the shirt that I had on today, man. See if I can do that without falling down here, man. It's my Hagler-Hearns fight. My Hagler-Hearns on the April 15th, man. I was wearing it today when I was walking. I was out walking the dog. And this dude, man, this maybe my age. You know, some guy's working remodeling some house, putting some gutters up or stuff. And I got my earbuds in, so I'm digging on some tunes, man. I couldn't hear it if you were yelling in my face, and I see him at the corner of his eye, and he's like, so I click the earbuds off, and he goes, "Fucking Hagler and Hearns, man, what a fight, huh? What a fight, long time ago." And I said, "Yep." I said, "But we're still talking about it, man." He's like, "Oh yeah, man, what a fight." So this is what I like. This is why I like to wear. I like to wear T-shirts that have fighters' names on there because it strikes up conversation, and it brings people. It lets them know that there's a brotherhood out there, man. And that's this is why I call you all my brothers and my sisters, because we're part of that boxing brotherhood. And with me, man, BruceGas, boxing, jazz, and more. We're never going to forget that as long as we can up here, man. We're going to keep the music playing. We're going to keep the Puka-Tooth blasted up, and we're going to keep the classic fights showing for you. And, man, what's happening today in boxing, I love watching it. I love being a part of it. I like trying to stay up to speed with some of you cats. Some of you cats are amazing, man. So some guys that are freaking half my age, man, that they'll blow me away with some of their knowledge of what's going on in boxing today. I'm going to leave you. My brother 150's theme song he wrote for me. Shout out to my brother 150, or Big Say-So as he's called now, man. And everybody out there, thank you for coming in, man. Peace.
Shout out BruceGas, aka Toka 2. You know I had to drop a track for my boy.
Hey, where you at?
Yeah, been here harassing boys out here telling favors. I'm the hardest young nigga, I ain't signed to no label. Hey, BruceGas putting them fights on the table. Calling that Boston since Kane versus Abel. Smoking so much gas, you would think that shit was fatal. I'm the people's sample like Muhammad Ali. Shout out BruceGas, one day we gon' meet. Yeah, we gon' blow it down, we gon' smoke hella weed. Yeah, we gon' blow it down, take a hit out the Toka 2. Slipping hella shots, feel like Tyson with the peak. Little Glock on my side, but it hit just like Isaac Cruz. Shout out Mad Chad, real shit, that's my fucking dude. We always cooking on the panel. Strapped to my side, I ain't talking about no sandals. Bruce passed me the blunt, I'ma light it like a candle. Ayy, non-stop bars, man, I always spit flames. Feel like BruceGas always got a different strain. Bitch, you ain't like me, you can never feel my pain. You win and you lose, well, this a fight game. Don't beef on the net and the shit won't change. Said that on the stream, gotta do it for the game. Said that on the stream, gotta do it for the chat. I ain't undisputed. Yeah, hold on, I ain't undisputed, but I want all the straps.